But bro, when I tell you pre-workout has, like, my skin is itching. Like, I'll take pre-workout, all of this and all this will just like start itching. It'll be like bugs crawling in my skin. What's going on, YouTube? Bessie here, and today we are going to be doing another reaction. But before we get into it, I just want to let y'all know, I don't care who you are, what you've been through, what you into, or what you do, Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. And with that being said, let me say this. It is currently 5:46 in the morning as I record this. I'm on that grind, yo. We're getting 2 videos done this weekend, at least 2. So let's just get straight into it. And today we got Gen Z's energy drink Crisis. This is by Tommy NFG. Tommy NFG is a good guy. His videos are actually pretty entertaining. This one's not that long, so it should be the perfect reaction we could get into. So let me in.
It's been around for nearly 500 to 600 years.
Right?
And you could argue it's probably one of the most successful drugs ever released to society. People's whole civilizations built off these damn beans. Of course, when coffee wasn't hitting hard enough, they had to make a teeny tiny subtle switch to cocaine to boost production. Hey, we can say what we want about it, but you can't tell me they wasn't handling with swiftness from the 70s to 80s, which was at the time in the US when things were at their most affordable.
Yo, Reagan did a terrible number on us, I'm not gonna lie. He put us back up like crazy.
Sadly, that became illegal, so eventually they found a brand new, totally not harmful at all product to replace it: energy drinks. And slowly over time,
define totally not harmful though.
Especially since the 2000s, they become more and more popular every year, with Gen Z now leading the chart as the group who consumes the most energy drinks. I'm not gonna lie.
I was about to spaz.
We're kind of cool.
According to studies nowadays, 75 to 80% say they drink them regularly, and older generations drink them the least. But
I'm not gonna lie, I've always been like the type of guy, me personally, I've always been a huge athlete. So like, I remember I was the type of guy who I would pull up to a powerlifting meet, like off of no food, no water, like chug a Bang energy drink, and then just proceed to like squat and deadlift hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Cause energy drinks, I've always been an athlete. I've always worked out a lot. So I've always been like going crazy with the energy drinks and the stuff like that. Yeah. My thing with energy drinks is that like, even when I was at my peak, like of like doing sports and doing track and powerlifting and football, and like even when I was at my peak and like I did karate and stuff like that, I never went past 3 or 4 energy drinks a week. I think any more than like 3 or 4 energy drinks a week is mental. I'm not gonna lie. So I would drink like a Bang, like back whenever I was like still in karate and like I was like 13, 14, 12, and I trained in like grappling and like boxing and stuff like that. I would always do Celsius, and then as I got older, I switched to Bang, because that's what all the IG models and all the IG guys were promoting, Bang energy drinks. And then I switched to, I actually don't drink energy drinks as much right now, but that coconut Red Bull is fire. I will body a coconut Red Bull. I'm not gonna lie.
to be fair, that doesn't mean older generations don't have caffeine. They just have coffee a lot more than energy drinks.
Yo, coffee makes my stomach... Jeez, what's wrong with this guy? Coffee makes my stomach feel so bad.
I can give boomers credit on that, though. They can manage their caffeine a lot better than us. You know, other than destroying the world's economies, causing wars for no reason, being selfish and on younger generations for a world they created, and saying just buy a house like I did for 2 pennies and a handshake, seems like they've gotten caffeine addiction pretty beaten. And as someone who started having energy drinks and pre-workout around 4 years ago when I turned 19, not gonna lie, it was mainly because I started going to the gym and wanted to get the best gains. Caffeine addiction is probably top 5 addictions this generation has right now. And especially when I started having it more, I can understand why it's hard for some people to stop. Because just like all other stimulants, you end up getting a tolerance to it and needing more. For some people, it's bad. It can get to the point where if you have it too much, days you don't have it will give you headaches. And
Yo, I remember this one time back in like senior year, there's this one guy named Reg in the football locker room. And I remember like he had like about 2 scoops worth of pre-workout left in like his C4 container. He just put a bunch of water in there, shook up the container, and chugged that right before a game. I was so stunned. I was watching that like this.
People even throw up because their body needs it, which is why you should always keep it balanced and have some break days a week where you don't have caffeine, like at least 2 days.
3 or 4.
But even then, with people having it, one thing I didn't realize, because I did research before I started having
those Bai coconut waters are also fire. I will body a Bai coconut water any day of the week. Those are gas.
is how many people don't know the limits and drink over it a day. The FDA and most of the world's health organizations say you should have a max of 400 milligrams of caffeine a day, which is already a lot. For reference, that's having 4 cups of coffee a day, 10 cans of soda, or 2 cans of 200 milligram energy drinks. For real, the only reason you should even be having that much is if you go to the gym and lift a lot or work like 14-hour days. But even with this being clear public information, people will casually brag online that they have double that amount or even more. Like, you just admitting to overdosing on social media in 2026 because that's what you're doing.
How much caffeine do you drink per day? 1,000 milligrams, which is 1 gram, which is 10% a lethal dose. What's your 1,000 milligrams of caffeine a day like schedule? I started the day out with 4 shots of espresso. I mixed that with 2 protein shakes. That's about 256 grams of caffeine. Later in the day, I have a pre-workout before I hit the gym. This one is like 300 milligrams of caffeine. So now we're at like 650.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, nothing has ever like gotten me that like until I started doing pre-workout. I dead remember whenever my dad was whenever my dad first started the gym, he had pre-workout, and my dad's like older, he getting up there, he like 54, 55. I have never snatched that shit away from somebody so quick. I was like, no, you can't have this no more. You can't have this no more. No sir, no sir. I can handle it. You can't. All right, this is mine now. But bro, when I tell you pre-workout has, like, my skin is itching. Like, I'll take pre-workout, all of this and all this will just like start itching. It'll be like bugs crawling in my skin.
And then I'll probably either have another one of these later in the day for my second workout, or 4 more shots of espresso. Around 1,000. Do you have a problem sleeping? No, I sleep great. I track it with my Oura ring every night. I can drink a pre-workout and go to bed.
I track it with my Oura ring every night. What a shameless plug.
What is the most amount of caffeine, milligrams of caffeine you've had in one day, and how did it make you feel? For me, my all-time high, career high, is 750 milligrams in one day. That's a...
I think the most caffeine I've ever had in one day is like a coffee and a bi-coconut water. Like a cup of coffee and a bi-coconut water. Someone calculate how much that is and let me know.
And I remember, so I had 2 Reigns, so that's 600 right there. And then I had, I think, like 2 or 3 Diet Cokes. So that got me up to like 750. And
the comment section of this...
Oh, but some soda doesn't have caffeine, I don't think, right? I don't know. Hold on, wait. Let's see.
This video is worse too. Somebody said 3,200, which is 8 times the max limit. 1,750 milligrams, which is 4 times the max limit. Funniest thing about this is having all this caffeine is actually going to make it work worse for you. You're just bringing up your tolerance to the point of having one energy drink is going to give you 0 effect on your body. So if you think you're caffeine addicted for almost having the limit every day, there's levels to this shit. You have
very much levels,
obviously the main problem with having that much is you risk having a heart attack at any moment. Your heart can only handle so much stimulation before it pops. There was a sad case recently of someone in Gen Z passing away from having too much caffeine.
Bro, I saw this, yo. I saw this.
Having energy drinks a lot from a specific brand called ALANI. Now, at her age,
first of all, consuming anything ALANI is criminal. Let's start there.
Even though it's not recommended to have energy drinks under 18. As a teenager, the max you're supposed to have if you do is
like
100
one
milligrams
energy drink.
And the ALANI has 200 milligrams, so we're already starting off bad. On October 20th, 2025, she sadly passed away from a heart attack after having them. Although it's not exactly confirmed how many she was having a day, people are speculating it was way more than the limit because you don't pass away at that age without really putting pressure on your body. You saw that TikTok comment section. There was admitting to having absurd amounts.
Yeah,
even they didn't
1 billion%.
The biggest thing going around was that she was having 6 of them a day, which would be 1,200 milligrams a day.
You see, my thing about that situation is that like the parents are definitely responsible because you're supplying your child with the drink that killed her. But at the same time, you should know better than to have 6 energy drinks a day. I feel like at 17, that's just like, you have to know that can't be good for you.
3 times the daily limit, by the way, for an adult. And if that's really true, it's so crazy how people don't check the limits of shit anymore. The fact that no one in her life told her she has to stop having that much because it's gonna make her die faster is crazy. If I had 1,200 milligrams of caffeine a day, I'd probably be able to run around the whole world 3 times and still be good. For her body, she definitely got used to it, which is the problem. And now her family's trying to sue the company, saying they didn't have enough warnings about excess caffeine use, even though it says it right on the can.
Right there on the
or
can,
you
yeah.
could search up the health facts online and instantly know the limits. Rest in peace to her, obviously. Tragic death, but this lawsuit is not gonna go anywhere. This would be the equivalent of someone who died from alcohol poisoning suing the beer company for giving them that much alcohol. Also, what the f were the parents doing? They should have especially asked her about her energy drink habits since she was having so much. My mom to this day still gets on my ass for having any type of caffeine, and I'm not gonna lie, she's right. Low-key, in general, no one should be having caffeine preferably. The tolerance comes up no matter what, even if you drink coffee. But if you are gonna be drinking it like most people—
Yo, what this cat got to do with anything, Tommy? What this cat got to do with anything, yo?
in the world do, you should at least be hitting the limit max and not going higher than it. It also doesn't help that energy drinks have turned into a hobby for people. Like, why does everything have to be a hobby, man? TikTok has ruined doing any type of thing. You have people show off their collections of energy drinks like they're a car collector. They can point out every single chemical compound in each drink like they're Walter White.
Nah, but it just occurred to me, those Ghost energy drinks, I've had those before. Those Ghost energy drinks taste like if someone put sugar, citric acid, and Coca-Cola in GCA in like a can and then just poured water in there and mixed it up. Drinking Ghost energy drinks tastes like you got slapped in the face. No, wait. Did y'all ever see that? Bro, did y'all ever see that TikTok of like a girl finding a dead rat in her ALANI can? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this. Hold on. Look. Hold on, wait. Look here. Hold on, wait. Right here. That's like an actual like rat and stuff inside of the can, yo. Look, she gonna open it and it's gonna be like right in there. Devious work. Nah. Like I said, consuming anything ALANI is criminal. No cap.
This is an expensive hobby. I don't know how they're getting all these different types of cans. Okay, well, not expensive like being a car collector.
Yeah.
But a 12-pack energy drink is usually like 30 bucks, so it adds up. The closer you are to them, the more you're gonna want to drink it. So it's probably not the best idea if you already take a lot of caffeine now to stack up on it. Energy drink's gonna be calling your name midday like the Green Goblin mask. Now, in defense of all this caffeine consumption, because one may wonder why Gen Z has so much, it's a couple of reasons. One being currently in college, and since you're studying a lot more, you need more energy, hence the energy drinks. Every generation has had their things for colleges. Back then, it was taking out your stress on a cigarette pack, or taking coke to make the 7 a.m. test. Also going to the gym a lot more, which, like I said, is the reason I even have it on my days off. I don't. If you're coming from working a long day and want to hit the—
Bro, I only ever like take energy drinks before my work shifts.
Gym after.
Like I said, that blue Red, that coconut Red Bull is fire.
Another thing some people might be surprised by is partying. There's been an uprise in bars serving drinks with energy drinks intertwined, or just drinks having it themselves. Some people completely replace having alcohol with just an energy drink and go to a concert. The alcohol industry might be dead by the time we're old. They're practically begging for the youth to drink. But we have morals, all right? We draw the line at getting blackout drunk. We'd rather be getting heart attacks by 30 or getting severely addicted to gambling that we lose our life savings. It could also be that statistically Gen Z right now is the most stressed generation. Whether you believe that or not, every time a generation is feeling stressed, there's always something to help with that cope. One of the other reasons for the uptick is it seems like everyone has an energy drink now. I can't even count on my hands how many celebs have come out with their own custom energy drinks. The Rock has one, Kim Kardashian has one, Logan Paul and KSI, which we all remember.
And I bet they all taste the same.
Kids were getting cracked out thinking a prime energy drink was just like their apple juice, only to all of a sudden be able to bench 500 pounds 5 times in a row. Parents don't truly check on their kids anymore because how is your kid casually having caffeine at 8 years old and 10 years old and you don't even know? Even Barron Trump, Donald Trump's son, announced he's releasing one in May of this year. What the f does this know about energy drinks? I don't think I've even heard him talk. The only thing I want to see him do was be in them warfields for the his father started. The main problem with it is it's not like food or something that doesn't affect your your body too much. It's a stimulant that if you have too much, you can die from. I assume even people who don't drink caffeine, who are fans of these celebs, are gonna try their energy drinks and potentially get
Yo, what does this guy have to do with anything?
hooked on having
These
them. Or
random
may not
gifts,
know
yo.
they can only have a certain amount before they get Fortnite eliminated. You should also only be having the energy drink in the morning or 3 p.m. max. Any later, and good luck getting any type of sleep. There's a ton of people who have permanent sleep problems every night because the amount of caffeine they consume. Caffeine has a half-life of 3 to 7 hours, meaning it takes that much time to get down to half the amount in your system. And if you have like 200 milligrams at 5 p.m., you're still gonna have a cup of coffee and a half in your system by 10, extending the time it takes for you to sleep. You most likely won't be able to sleep until like 1 or 2 a.m., which for anyone in school or that has a job, that's probably gonna make life worse for you. Or you're gonna have the worst stage of it, having to take copious amounts of caffeine in the daytime, while at night downing a bottle of melatonin to fight it. It creates an endless cycle of you doing that until
those melatonin gummies be hitting though. Not too much on them.
one day you either take a break or I guess wait until you're at 900 milligrams of caffeine every day and have a heart attack in the middle of the night. To wrap it up, the main lesson of today's video, I guess, is to always remember the limits of caffeine. More and more are there cases of people either having heart attacks or destroying their bodies over having too much, which is why we should put cocaine back in Coke bottles. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Alright, y'all heard the man. Follow him on IG, all socials. But yeah, that was Tommy NFG, Gen Z's energy drink crisis. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe for him. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe for me. And with that being said, God bless.